I see pain everywhere. And it's sad. And I think the biggest pain is that most people are not living to their true potential.
Yes.
Most people are defeated before it even starts. Yes, and it's sad. It's so sad.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm gladiator welcome to the man who started it all, Dariush Soudi!
Welcome to the Daniela Baumann Show. Today we have a very special guest, Dariush Soudi, author of the 12 Principles of a Modern-Day Gladiator. Dariush is not only an inspiring speaker, but also a survivor who completely rebuilt his life after a life having heart attack. In his book, he shared 12 powerful principles based on the values of ancient gladiators that help us navigate the challenge of modern life. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a like and share your thoughts in the comments. And of course, feel free to share this podcast with your friends. Hello and welcome, Dariush.
Thank you for inviting me. Beautiful introduction.
Wow.
The most professional introduction ever.
Ever?
Ever, honestly.
Oh my
I'm
God.
really impressed. Yeah.
Yeah, you are special. And all my guests, they deserve a professional instruction.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. We know each other.
We haven't met for a while. I miss you.
Yes.
It's Christmas, I think, before Christmas.
Yes.
Too long.
And the new year starts.
We're quarter of a way through the year already.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes. And I'd be so thankful when we meet each other the first time at the Royal Atlantis.
Yes.
It was like the energy and everything. It was really special. And then also I had the possibility to speak on your event, the biggest speaker festival, Gladiator Summit. And I so really enjoy it. So an amazing professional event.
Thank you.
But let's speak about today.
You were amazing. Everybody loved you.
Thank you so much.
I think our similarity is that we're similar ages, and also we've had ups and downs in life.
We have ups and downs.
And we share it.
And we share it.
With the intention to inspire.
Yes.
That's where a lot of similarity. And we're optimists.
I think it's about the age, we say the truth. We help people when we share the truth and also the ups and downs.
Correct.
And I read a lot of ups and downs and a lot of obstacles, what you have to overcome. And sometimes I feel really, oh my God, what an many unfair situation you had in your life. And I remember for myself, it starts when I was a little kid. I looked different, and all the other kids, they was jealous about me. And I feel like this is not fair. And similar things I read also in this book, where I feel like this is not fair, how people are treating you. You give your heart, and I know this, you give your heart to everyone on the Gladiator Summit. You take your time for everyone. And I was thinking, oh my God, you give so much energy. And I can't believe that some people are treating you like this. Yeah.
Do you know, I was thinking earlier this month that I've been out working and battling for 47 years. That's 2 lifetimes, really, 2 generations.
Yes.
And it finally is taking its toll. And because helping people, you know what, it's a thankless job, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I've put my health second. I've put my spiritual side second. I've put everybody else first. Now, thank God, I do believe in the universe. And when you serve people, financially, it all comes to you and you become secure. But I decided, and that's why we haven't spoken for a while, because while because I haven't put myself commercially out there anymore. You know, I'm done. Yeah, if I get asked by people like you, I always say yes, but I'm not going to do any form of events or anything like this anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
And
but it takes some years.
It takes years, and obviously it needs finances to make the world go round.
Of course.
And it's been taking me, well, as you know, 15 years in Dubai and so many years before to compound and save and live off my passive income and discipline. Yeah, so it's been a tough life, but there's always somebody who's had it tougher.
But why you take this decision? There was one situation that you, sometimes it comes like this, you know?
You know what I think? I think it's like a relationship, right? It's like a relationship. It's toxic, but then it needs maybe a little spoon falling on the ground. You think that's it. That's the sign for me to stop.
Yes.
And you never know, maybe I just need rest. Maybe a year will go by. I was listening to Robin Sharma a week after our seminar. I went to see him in Coca-Cola Arena. And he made a really good point. He said, most people don't know how to rest.
Yes.
Working. The rest is the critical part. And I thought, you know what, I deserve rest. And then, like, for instance, I finish work. I meet whoever I want to. I do whatever I want to. But then I'm home at 3 and I play computer games with my boys.
Wow.
And our bonding is
so
powerful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. But let's lead to my first question.
Can I have a look? Have you printed those? Have you handwritten them? Have a look. Oh my God, you printed them. You are so professional. And it's all branded.
Yes.
Oh my God. And nobody sees it but you. This is why you're amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I write it in the back of an envelope and I forget to bring it. Oh my God, you are so professional.
After experience your heart attack, what was the first step you took to rebuild your life? And what surprised you the most during that process? You had this situation in your life before.
Twice. The first time, it was like, I remember they put iodine in my body and I could see my blood vessels on the screen. And I was like, oh my God, I'm really human. You know, you think I was a gladiator. I was battling. I never thought about but when you see your heart pumping and it's, oh, there's the blockages and then they put a stent and you think, wow, look what's happening. I'm so fragile. That was the first. Second was, I was on my own. It was really strange how many friends never showed up. Yeah, and I thought, oh, this is crazy. I don't want to die alone.
But this was also an awakening.
Yeah, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
But after the second heart attack, why you don't take the decision to slow down? Why you stand up again?
Because I lost everything, and maybe I would have gone to Bali or India or something.
Yes, but you go to.
I had children.
You go to Thailand, no? You was in Thailand.
Many years later.
But
that was just to relax, yes.
Yes.
And so the children could have good air and stuff like this, different type of education. But so I had children and they need to go to school. I need to feed them.
Of course, yeah.
It was just my driving force to build my life again.
Yes.
And do it all at age 44. You and I are thinkers. We think a lot.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, why am I really helping people or am I rescuing them? Mm-hmm. There's a difference. When you're rescuing them, you see their potential and you want to take them where they're not. Mm-hmm. That's not helping, that's rescuing.
Yes.
Right? And too often, I see the potential in everyone. I try to help them and it ends up with resentment.
Yeah.
But if they come to you and ask for help, and you put the test in place, no, actually, they do need help, and you help, that's helping. Mm-hmm. So I had to differentiate between helping and rescuing. That's the first thing. Second thing was like, if I gave Jane, a third party, $1 million, would they go and do an event, put $500,000 down, down payment, $500,000 advertise, organize thousands of people for one day?
Yeah.
You know, why am I doing it?
Yeah.
Is it because I lack so much love? Because when I looked at videos of what we had, it was an incredible
Incredible. I love it, but I see also
Yeah.
you give a lot of energy. You
Yeah.
give your heart, what we're talking before.
Yes.
And then you get also, I think, some days
Drained.
later.
Drained, just totally empty.
Yes.
But so, you know, it's easy for people to criticize, point fingers, this. But then you're the one who's taking the full risk.
Yes.
Right? So then people came to me and said, look, Dariush, you just left us. You know, you built us, we were inspired. And then there's no community, there's no courses you sell. Because genuinely, it was just me giving.
Yes.
And nobody
Same
was
like
allowed,
me giving. I
nobody's
don't
allowed
think
to sell
about
anything.
to sell something.
Exactly. So in a way, I thought, hang on a second, I'm an idiot because I'm giving them a disservice. Because now they're a tribe. Now they believe in you. They want your guidance. So what's the point of doing anything when you just drop them? You know, they like, you put them on a high and there's a boom, nothingness.
Same experience. How do you personally define the gladiator mindset, and how can it be applied for our audience in every time of life?
Sure, I think.
Or every day of life.
Sure, most people live life like they're going to be alive forever.
Yes.
Until it's too late.
Yeah.
So if you know that time is limited and you go every day, to every appointment, every meeting, like your life depended on it, like a gladiator, like you were going to find a battle in the arena, with that mentality, how better would you do?
Yes.
Instead of just going, oh, I'll see how it goes. If I lose, I don't get the deal. I don't get a deal. If I don't get that house, I don't get a house. If I don't get that job, I don't get a job. Because we become too soft.
Okay.
So the idea is to have that gladiator mentality. And also gladiators were spiritual people. They meditated, they ate well, they were vegetarians.
Wow.
So they did lots of incredible things. And the more people they served, the freer they got. Now bring it to 2025, the more people we bring value to, the more people we entertain, the more people we serve, we become richer.
Yes, you're right.
It's just that we just don't get killed.
Yes.
So that's different.
But what is the important thing about the mindset? Discipline? Belief in himself?
Yeah, and also perseverance, right? You're going to get knockbacks and hunger, speed, overcome your fears, right? Take action. A lot of people procrastinate. They just sit and
they wait for something.
They worry. Yes?
Yeah.
And nothing's ever as bad as, the only time you really worry, you can't sleep at night because these thoughts are going through your head. You don't spend too much time worrying during the day because you can take action.
I think, is this the problem of the people today? That they don't take action, or they don't stay disciplined, or they don't give up too early?
I think we've become a little lazy. Like, for instance, when you and I say this quite often, when you and I were in the market looking for partners, we had to get dressed, go out. Now, you can sit in the lounge, you swipe to the left and the right. You know, life's too easy. You don't have to go and farm the fields and bring your food. You just go, deliver a boom, and the food's here. Anything from any country you like. So life's become easier, and by nature, human beings are lazy. Right?
Yes,
so,
but not everyone.
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
Not everyone. The difference is, those days, there was no information. But now, we're sitting here, we're thinking, oh, this guy's got this Bugatti, and he smokes these cigars, and he did it in 6 months. I can do it. And the truth is, it's not possible, right?
Yeah.
And it's majority of the time it's show.
Yeah. Now you are so right. You know, people see something on social media and they're saying, oh, I want to be rich. They only think I want to be rich. They don't think, let's find what makes me happy. You know, for myself, when I look back, I never say work. I never work in my life. I always do what I love. Yes. I always follow my passion.
Yes.
And the problem, I think, in the today's world, we see this in Dubai.
Yes.
People like to become rich.
Yes.
They like to become millionaires with everything. You know, they like to do everything. They doesn't care.
Yes.
And I think we need to, first of all, love what we are doing.
Yes.
You know, this is...
You know what it is, Daniela? It's very hard for people out there to love what they're doing, okay? And earn money out of it. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. A lot of people are listening to this thinking, I don't like my job, but I'm doing it because I've always done it. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
A lot of people, they don't know.
They don't know. And
but it's a good question. How they found a passion?
sometimes they never will.
They never will.
They never will.
Wow.
My passion is music. At the Gladiator Summit,
Yeah,
everything was
incredible.
made by me, and that inspires me more. So I built a studio in my house. So I'm making music. And is it going to pay the rent? Is it going to pay the bills? No.
No.
So often your passion doesn't cover the rent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
people
you're
do
right.
what they have to do to bring materialistic stuff, to buy materialistic stuff.
Then
And pay the
I'd be
bills.
lucky, ne?
Well,
I make money with dancing. Yes.
Well, you do. I don't know if I found my passion. I'm always questioning things. So I think even with the summit, it was like I went to a seminar. I thought, well, I can do a better job than this. People said that you'll never be able to speak on stage. I said, well, I have my own stage. You know, it was that inspiration
Mm-hmm.
that got me to do what I did. Now I've shown it, got 3,000 people in the room. I'm done.
You have it already.
Done it.
Yes.
Finished.
You've done it. Yeah.
Tick the box.
You
done.
show yourself you can do it better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. And along the way, it brought a lot of negativity into my life.
Really?
Yeah.
But
because,
what kind of negativity?
what's the word I'm looking for? Speaker market is very infectious. It's very, people are competing, right? So for instance, leading to the seminar, I was the most liked human being on earth. Everybody was focused. Everybody wants to speak on my stage. The moment he finished, I said no. I was the most hated figure.
Oh, yeah.
Because they say, oh, you don't think I'm good enough to speak on your stage and blah, blah, blah.
And my next question, how can people live? I think this is very important in today's world. How can people live authentically without being influenced by societal pressure? Do you have a personal example? I think this is a big problem today. Did you feel like influenced by the society pressure?
A few years ago, I got a call from Armani. And they invited my wife and I to Armani Hotel at Burj Khalifa to go to a party. And last minute we said no. Okay, something turned up. We could have gone. We cancelled. The next day we saw the videos of the event and Coldplay and Mr. Armani turned up. I think it was his 80th birthday or something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was celebrating his 80th birthday. So it was like 100 people and Coldplay playing.
Wow.
With Mr. Armani turning up. And my wife and I decided that we're going to say yes to every opportunity. Because sometimes we're too comfortable and we just take the comfort option.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Which we did. So the idea is to get a little bit uncomfortable, get out of your patterns and habits of being comfortable. Make yourself a little bit uncomfortable. Welcome. Because when you're uncomfortable, you're growing. When you're uncomfortable, you're learning.
Yes.
And when you're growing and learning, there's a new you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly evolving and changing. And I think most people don't like the person who looks back at them in the mirror.
Yes.
So deep. And when you go and meet people and they're going to reject you, it's a personal validation that you're right, you're not a likable person. Right? So they avoid going out there because they fear rejection.
Yes.
They fear people's opinions.
Yeah.
So it's better to be safe, you know. And with me, I don't care so much about people's opinions or reflection, although because I live with such an open heart, it hurts. It hurts. It has its little, nips. And after a while, you think, I'm not going to close my heart. I want to leave it open, but I want to give it to quality people. So I just shut down. I just don't go out to the market so often. I just save myself for quality people who deserve this heart.
Yes.
This energy.
Me also, but I think it's about the age. When you get older, you choose the people.
Yes, because
where
most
you
of our
spend
life,
time.
sadly, when we talk about school, it was like yesterday. But that was most of our life, right? What's ahead of us is a shorter period of time.
Yes.
And that's what's behind us. So we choose to spend a bit more quality than before. My ex-wife runs a business with my daughter, and somebody that I'd recommended for them to see them called my daughter and said, "Want to meet your mom?" And she turned and said, well, what's it about? How long do they want? How's it going to enhance my mom's life before I organize the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
And I started looking at my daughter thinking, wow, you really value your mom's time. And I'm proud of you.
Wow.
Normally I'll go, sure, let's meet and let's see how it goes. Yes. Why? Why just meet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She so valued her mom's time, and the person didn't come up with the goods, they didn't explain properly, and the meeting never happened. Right? But probably I would have wasted my time giving them that person an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. But did you have also sometimes, I learned this in Dubai, a lot of people get in contact and ask, I'm coming to Dubai, let's see,
All the time.
every week. Oh, did you have the same experience?
Every day,
and you
all
don't
the
have
time.
time for this?
Man, I've had people say, let's meet.
Yeah.
What about? Let's
Yeah.
see how you go. No.
Let's go for a coffee.
Yeah, I've had people, I mean, as you're big on social media, you get the stupid thing. Give me some more money to take my masters. Give me some money to upgrade my phone. I swear to God.
Wow.
Yeah, give me some, I get this a lot. And I get, unfortunately, a lot of pictures of sick or dead people or something. Say like, I want to bury my mom or my dad's sick. And I get that a lot. Lots of voicemails, people crying on the phone. And I say, I'm sorry you're going through this. I have my own charities, but and then some are relentless, some will accept, some are relentless, and unfortunately I block them because I don't want that negativity in my life.
Of course.
Sorry people are going through it,
Mm-hmm.
but if I had to help and support all the people that approach you, I have nothing left.
But
So-
you show so much love, and that's why, they
You're
think,
attracted.
oh, maybe Dariush can help me. But of course, I think this is a good step forward, that you think for yourself, that you reflect and say, okay, you know what? I need more time for myself
Yes.
first. I need more time for my family.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important that you reflect maybe after every 2-3 months. Is this time makes me really happy? Is this event makes me really happy? Or did I make always other people happy? And I think we have to find the balance, at the end.
Yes,
It's
yes.
very important
Yes.
that we say, okay, I give a lot of energy, but also it have to be a balance between what you give and between what is coming back. Otherwise you lose yourself. Otherwise you feel like, why am I doing this? At the end, or
yeah.
you become sick
think
or
you
a
and
heart
I-
attack and everything.
I think you and I have a challenge.
Yeah.
I'll explain.
Yes.
We are such givers in our personal and our professional life
Mhm.
that it's physically impossible for anyone or any being to give us back anything close to what we give. So we're almost getting used to being disappointed. It's like an addiction. We give because we know we're going to get disappointed.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And that disappointment is an addiction.
okay.
Because in a way, we're creating a scenario when the other person can't give back as much as we give. Right? And then maybe even we're not good at receiving. If someone gives you a compliment, maybe you can take it. Maybe I'll go, I cringe a bit. If someone gives me a compliment, I think, what are they after? Yeah, it's not sincere. These got possible reactions, right? But all I know, I take full responsibility of what I attract and what's happened to me in my life.
Mhm.
And then when you take full responsibility, I think then you're in power, you're in control, and recognize it. I think most people don't take responsibility and they go wherever the wind blows and they become victims.
Mhm.
Victims of politics, seasons, weather, anything.
Wow.
Yes. And life happens to them.
Mhm.
But I just make life happen.
Yes. We choose. We
Yeah.
choose. We choose our
Yeah.
life. We choose the people. But I think it's still a beautiful thing when you give to the people. I think it comes back, not from this person right away, but I believe the universe give it back to
There
us.
is absolutely, there's no,
Yes.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a couple of examples. Last week, I sat down with a developer, incredible developer. And we got on so well. And I said, you shouldn't have this idea or brand for a block, apartment block.
Mhm.
You should have a group of villas, small group of villas, and create a community around this. So, my God, you just got my vision and blah, blah, blah. Where? I said, you know what, maybe a plot on the palm. We can build a number of villas. He goes, oh, that's gone. And all the experts in the room said, forget it. The old palm is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at the Jebel Ali palm. Maybe there's something you can pick up there. So I just didn't think. And now they're possibly talking to me about becoming the director of the company. The very next day, I have an appointment with the editor of a magazine who's there to sell me advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In the conversation, he goes, I don't know if you'd be interested or not. A client of mine has got 8 plots on the palm, wants to sell.
Wow.
Daniela, in
Incredible.
15 years in Dubai, nobody's ever talked about developments or
Mm-hmm.
space or anything like this. Within 24 hours of me having that conversation, there's 8 plots on the palm available for purchase.
Wow. Universe. Right away.
It's magic. How does that work?
This is incredible.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
How does that work? And it happens to me every time. Every time.
But this is beautiful. That's why you give so much, to
No.
others, and it comes in this
Yeah,
way.
I think-
Don't expect, I think what is important, don't expect to get it back from the people. One day they are coming. I had the same situation. A lot of women are coming after our events, after weeks, and they say, Daniela, oh my God, I met the right women on your event, and we grow together.
2 years ago, I interviewed this young man, very handsome, very rich, 26 years old, crypto guy. And he had this community where he was taking advantage of them. He was flashing his life and saying, if you want this life, you invest here. And he was taking the money out.
Ah, okay, interesting.
And when I was interviewing, his mom and his partner, wife, fiance, was crying because they could feel the pain that he was causing others.
Oy.
Right? And I was saying, no, there's repercussions in what you're doing. And it was like, it's just numbers. He's a numbers guy. He's just
No
numbers. He was
way.
detached. So this went on for about an hour, maybe 3 years ago. This went on for about an hour and the podcast was finished. We went our separate ways. And I got a message from him last week saying, I met you for 1 hour and you changed my life. I reflected and I've changed my life completely. I just want to say, I love you so much. How can one person in 1 hour change one man's life?
Wow. What he say? What he changed exactly?
He's not doing that.
Wow.
He's become almost like a monk. He's helping people, using his wealth to
Incredible.
inspire people.
It's amazing.
And I just
wow.
was authentic. And I just
Yeah.
go, yes, 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 because you're rich. I'm going to kiss your ass and agree with what you say. I just said it what I felt like. And I said, this is not good. This is not good. Look at your family. They love you unconditionally. They're not happy. Somewhere along the way, maybe there and then, maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years later, it hit home. And he took the time to phone me and say that, message me on Instagram.
But it's beautiful. I think it's so beautiful when people come back and tell you what's going on or what you changed in their lives. It's so beautiful.
Do you know what it is, Daniela? What's crazy? I was listening to this guy yesterday, and I kind of admire him in certain areas. Very wealthy, beautiful, beautiful wife. And he has lots of hate because he has a very flashy lifestyle. But he's a good human being. He says, be disciplined, work hard, lots of tattoos. I don't have tattoos, but he's got lots of tattoos. And yesterday he was being interviewed, and he said, I married my beautiful wife. She was pregnant at the time from somebody else. And I decided this guy was gone. I decided to take care of this baby. And it's the best, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow.
And I still get hate. He goes, how can somebody hate a man who takes on somebody else's child, looks after him?
Why?
And I have hate. And, hate, I have a reason. I have so much hate as well.
But why?
Why?
Yes.
It could be anything, like you bald this and you fat this and really horrible stuff. And I'm thinking, one, I don't need it in my life, okay? When you put yourself out on social media, you're going to attract a lot of hate. You know why? Because I know you highlight what people don't like in themselves.
Yes.
So if you're successful and you have a...
But this is normal. I think when you have more than others, you have always people, they hate you, but this have at the end nothing to do with yourself. It's the problem of
hasn't.
them. It's nothing.
I just want the listeners to know, your listeners, your viewers, is that it's not all rosy.
Yeah.
You know, there are challenges, and the universe tests you.
Mm.
And every single day you reflect, and every single day, hopefully, you will win.
Yes.
Your reasoning to stop, the reason to give up, the reasoning to quit, to turn back, procrastinate. But the true gladiator keeps going. But every single day is a battle. Nothing comes naturally or easy or
You're
flow.
right. My question is, when I saw this book and I saw here the gladiator, and when I saw the backside, I saw it. I don't know how the people, what they see, but I really saw the pain.
Really?
I saw the pain. I saw, I don't know, I think when you became a little bit more spiritual, and my question to you, when you look in the mirror, what do you see?
I see a God's trier. I see a really decent human being. Really decent human being. And of course, my negative dialogue is, you need to lose weight, look at your chin, you're getting old. And you have to deal with that negative talk. On the positive side, an amazing human being. And as far as relationships, an amazing catch to my wife.
Wow.
She's lucky to have me. I really believe that. And my kids are lucky to have me as the father. Because I can't give humanly more to them than I can already have.
Yeah. It's interesting. A lot of people, when they look themselves in the mirror, they don't look themselves.
They don't even look at them.
They don't look at, yeah. I think this is very important, that you really look deep in your eyes.
Yes.
And when I start to look deep in my eyes in the mirror, I see also the pain.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I see the pain where I go through all my life. It changed when I, what I can say, when I stop to attract love from outside. When I start to love myself,
Self-love,
myself, when I really start to love myself, I feel like nothing from outside can take the love for myself away, and also the love for others. But I think the most important thing is, when you love yourself, you start to love others, and you start to see pain. When we organize our events and I look in the audience, I feel the pain from every woman. And I remember when I was younger, I see, beautiful women. Of course, I see always, and I say always, we have the beautifulest community. But when I look in the room, sometimes I'm afraid, but I see the pain right away. And when I share an emotional story, I see the pain.
It resonates with them.
Yes. And after, always they're coming and say, oh my God, Daniela, you touched my heart. This is my story, what you share with me.
Yeah.
But I overcome this story. I overcome the pain.
You're absolutely, in the summit, I said, I see pain everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is to bridge the gap. So what happens is, look, the hair is, I'm going to go to the lift, go down, go past the coffee shop, get to my car, and my path's going to cross many people. And we make a glance, maybe we'll nod, we'll say hello, or just ignore each other. I see pain.
Yeah.
I see pain everywhere. And it's sad. And I think the biggest pain is that most people are not living to their true potential.
Yes.
Most people are defeated before it even starts. Yes. And it's sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
I think people listening, they should start liking themselves first.
Yes.
Maybe even the word love. Somebody in my office came to me after 3 months, said, Mr. Dariush, so your 3 months probation is over. How do you feel? He goes, the biggest lesson I learned from you is, she's a woman, attractive woman. And she said, biggest lesson I learned from you, when you say love, is no hidden anything. When you say love, you really love me as a human being. You love him. You love the people in the office. There's no romantic side of things. There's no physical side of things. So I've learned from you that love can be unconditional. It doesn't have to be an attachment to it.
Yes.
And it's so difficult. And I see her and she's like 26, 20. I'm like, why do you have so much pain? Why do you have so much resistance to being loved or receiving it? Or what's happened in your life that you become so hard and you're not so open to being loved or in a loving relationship? And it's just sad to see.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what's amazing? I've noticed when I'm talking to my children and maybe a customer or a prospect is listening, straight away they want to do business with me. Because they're going, oh my God, his children are beautiful. They love each other.
They trust you.
They trust
They
each
trust
other.
you.
Yeah.
They see the love. They see the beautiful family. They trust you. But let's go back to your amazing book.
Sure.
You often speak in the book about Muhammad Ali as a significant influence in your life. How has he shaped your perspective on success and your approach to overcoming challenges?
To me, he was one of the greatest human beings on earth.
Wow.
Uneducated, who could read poetry, write poetry. A black man in a white man's world. A first boxer who actually made money. He had so much foresight and he valued himself. He knew the psychology of the crowd. He was a Muslim man in a Christian society. Even now, 60 years later, people are still prejudiced when it comes to Islam and religion in America. The guy was not particularly an amazing husband, or maybe an amazing dad, but not particularly a good husband, because he was with different women and cheated and lied about it. But then I don't think anybody out there ticks all the boxes.
Okay.
So I choose to see all the greatness within that man.
Okay.
And one thing, Daniela, I don't know if you know this story. He was young and he was waiting for his hero boxing champion to come out the gym. And he went over he waited hours and he went over to get this autograph. The guy said, "Kid, I got no time," and walked by. And he said, "If I ever become a world champion, I will give time for everyone." And every single day, he stayed until the last man or person to take photographs and sign autographs.
Wow. Beautiful.
For the rest of his life.
Beautiful.
And then he had health challenges.
Yeah.
Parkinson's disease and stuff like that.
Horrible.
Yeah.
On the other side, he gets really sick and he don't
and he
realize.
didn't shy. He didn't hide from it. He went to the world and said, "This is a sickness that needs to be dealt with." Amazing.
Yeah.
So he's my hero. And also,
I feel it many times. You speak many times about him.
Yeah, that I have to my dad, because my dad died when I was 3.5, 4, and the only attachment I have with him is my dad used to get me up in the middle of the night to watch his fights.
Same.
Really?
Same. My father at 1 o'clock, it comes in Germany. I think it was 12 o'clock, 12:30 in the morning. My father wakes me up and say, stand up, Muhammad Ali. It's our time. We are in the same age. The same. And it's so interesting.
I would have been 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah. He always wakes me up for a box game, or also when someone dies. Elvis.
1977.
1977. When Elvis dies, he wake me up. Elvis died.
And you were like, who the hell's Elvis?
Yeah.
I didn't know who Elvis was. But then I became a big follower of Elvis afterwards.
Me also. I fall in love with Elvis and his music. Wow.
Is your father still with us?
No. No, he's not with us.
But you have good memories, right?
Yeah, both. Not only good memories, in my childhood, it wasn't so easy. Okay. He had a lot of pain and he don't speak about it. Like many people in this world, that one day they died and they die with the pain. And I love, some people like my father, he never speak about his pain. Never, ever. He was so, so strong, so proud from outside. He don't want to speak. He don't want to show the pain.
I went on a course called Hoffman, and you see, there's lots of dialogue inside us. There's mental dialogue, there's conversation dialogue, there's anger dialogue. So in this Hoffman course, you go through a day of not speaking, sometimes 2 days, and you just write.
Wow.
And you empty yourself. And then there's maybe a day or two where you beat the hell out of a cushion. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
With a bat, to the point that my back had cramps. I had blisters and bleeding in my hands. So after 8, this is incredible. And I suggest anybody to go to the Hoffman Institute. You'll change your life. And I've sent my children there. I've sent my clients there. And every one of them thanks me for it.
Wow.
And then because you realize your own patterns, and then you realize that all these, because it's in your DNA. The pain could be from your great-grandparents where you're carrying it.
And you
just
don't
like
know
the way
it.
you don't know.
Yes.
So you deal with all that. You deal with your DNA. You deal with the pain that they carried that you continue to have without knowing. I thought I was very angry towards my mom because she used to take it out on me. Beautiful lady, widow. It was because of me that she couldn't go and meet somebody else. She had me, right? So, and I was the provider. I was the only man in the house that one day had to, since the age of 13, I've been working, right? So
yes.
It was always upon me to graft and make it happen. So there was lots of physical, mental, verbal anger that I had to empty.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you work on it, and it's beautiful.
Every day.
Wow.
I think the trick is recognizing it.
Yes.
Recognizing it, and you can deal with it if you want. Just don't deal with it, but you recognize it. Now, it could be a privilege, or it could be a harm. When you've got too much awareness.
Yes.
Because you can overthink things.
Yeah. Don't think too much. I say always don't think too much.
Don't think too much.
If you look back on your life, what would you do differently?
Honest truth, my sexual energy was very high. I wouldn't have dispersed my energy.
Okay.
I would have focused. I would have taken that instead of trying to chase. And
you chase?
When I was young.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to have different women, different this. I would have put all my energy, controlled that energy of wanting to be with its validation and sowing your seeds everywhere. I would have taken that energy and would have focused on work.
Okay.
Rather than just because water.
But why when you become successful after? No? You become successful after.
Indeed.
When you start
took
earlier.
Longer than it should have done.
Aha, okay.
I probably got it 20 years after I should have done.
Okay.
Because the gifts that I have, and my biggest gift is relationship building.
Yeah,
in business, in you know,
of course.
I should
You
have done
say
that.
you missed, when I understand, many years of cheating, and you can take this time better to invest in yourself or in work.
No, even when I was single.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to go out with different girls all that
but
energy.
I think this is normal. No? When you're a young man, you try, you have to find yourself.
You can have it, but not dilute it too much.
Okay.
Right? So maybe I could have focused on
not having women longer.
2, maybe instead of 7.
Oh.
You know, I had to every night be with someone.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
And different. And
this is also, I hear this is also something you have to be careful. When you have more women or more men, they give the energy in your body.
Yes.
I hear this some months ago for women. She say, you have to be really careful. All this energy may be in your body.
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. So I would have, it's like water in a hose pipe. You can, wash the wall. But if it was targeted, you can burn through steel. So I would have probably, I had some abundance of energy. And then after all that, I'll go and play snooker all night and not sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I was always up. I was burning the candle at both ends. I played rugby and I wouldn't warm up, cool down. And I'll go straight from there and play football, squash. It was just full of, I would have focused my energy. And it's in Think and Grow Rich. Sexual energy is your biggest power, your biggest motivation. Focus it, contain it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's probably what I would have done.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. That's incredible. And the next question, the last question. Wow. What an amazing conversation. I think our audience can learn so much. Thank you so much. What are your next goals or dreams, personally or in business? Or did you have any goals?
Do you know,
in the
I
moment,
don't set long-term goals because life changes so
life
quickly.
changes, yes.
I would love to continue helping others using the amount of data and training that I already have and utilize AI so I can still continue to help the masses without physically having to put the time in. So AI keeps improving. I guide it, but I sit in Seychelles. I walk the Amazon with my family, with my wife, and enjoy life.
Enjoying life.
For whatever I've got left.
Yes.
Because from now on, everything's a bonus.
Yes, you're so right. When you get older, you see, or I see in front how many Christmas I will have maybe.
Yes.
You know, you
Or
see maybe 20
trips.
years.
Skiing trips. How many, before your knees
Can you
start
believe
going,
this? Maybe you have only 20 skiing trips.
If you're lucky.
Or maybe 10.
You'll be 80 years old then.
Oh my God.
80. And how many 80-year-olds ski? So 10, 12 before things start hanging.
And now at the end, I have a deep question.
You mean that wasn't deep? We haven't had 1 hour
We need
deep?
to be
Gee, I'm
very
waiting.
deep.
Okay.
Now, very interesting. Is there something in your life that you never discussed on a podcast before and like to share it today?
What happened this morning?
Yes.
I'll share that.
Okay, let's go.
I get a call. I get a call from my ex-PR lady saying, we have a journalist that wants to interview you. Open arms, this. And twice I've been interviewed by this journalist, and an hour and 2 hours, and I felt nothing but drained. And I realized that this journalist has a negative agenda.
Okay.
So she was constantly asking me questions going back 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, going back in timeline to the point I can't remember what I was doing yesterday in detail.
As you don't remember.
Not what I was doing, especially when you're an optimist. You don't want to think about what's negative.
Of course.
Name this, what was that, do that, but what you're saying doesn't match. To the point that I was confused. I was like, I'm guilty.
You're feeling on the court.
Yeah, it was. She had already decided I'm going to mess this guy up.
Oh my God.
And she was in my court. She was in my office and caught me off guard. Now, there was absolutely no frigging reason I should have given her a second of my time. But I was so positive.
You was positive, but when you realize what she's doing, what was the moment you realized, come on, what's this? Why I take my time for this?
Right at the end.
Okay.
Right at the end. And I'm feeling drained and I'm justifying myself. And often the stories were, I got attacked, right? So, but the date doesn't quite line up. I'm like, I can't remember the date. Was it 2008 or 2000? I don't know, but I got attacked at home. But let's forget that. What was the date? What was the name of the attackers? Right, you don't remember the name. Well, I checked your company name in Dubai and you're not registered. Why are you not registered? I said, well, if I wasn't registered, I couldn't have this rental accommodation in my office. If I wasn't registered, I couldn't get visas for my staff. And I had to get my accountant to show that we registered. I'm like, why am I doing this? Because end of the day, she's going to try to find something to shoot me down, whatever that is. And then I don't want it to bring up its ugly head.
Yes.
You know, I put it behind me. It hurt me. I said to her, why do you want to bring any more pain in my life? I've already had 2 heart attacks. And do you know what her answer was? I'll think about it and I'll let you know. This is the thing with me.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing what I'm doing to serve you.
Yeah.
Right? If I stop doing what I'm doing, you never get an opportunity to judge me.
Of course.
So that's where I am.
Of course.
Well, you're beautiful. I think you're a few years behind me because I had momentum before you even came to Dubai, right? And maybe one day, maybe not. And, you go, okay, then what about me? What about serving me? What about, I've reached all the pinnacle of what I could do.
Yes.
I'm just going to invest in me now and it's only me.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dariush. It was incredible. I hope our audience today take a lot for your own life, a lot home experience and learning from this amazing podcast. Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us today and listening to Dariush Soudi. His insights and stories are so powerful and a reminder of how strong we can truly be. If you want to learn more about Dariush, Check the show notes for the links to this or to his book and social media. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a comment, and share this podcast with your friends. I see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.